Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Brightpoint Infotech's podcast, the space where technology, strategy, and real world business outcomes intersect. I'm your host, Premjit Singh, and today we are unpacking a question that sits quietly at the center of every boardroom conversations. A question CFOs, controllers, and finance directors are debating behind the closed doors. So, what should be the financial core of our organization? Microsoft Dynamics Business Central or Epicor Kinetic? It's not just a software decision, it's an architectural choice that can reshape organization agility, scalability, and long term competitiveness. And to help us navigate this, I'm joined by Prashanth Kannoth, our ERP expert, who has helped a lot of companies in their strategies and is a transformation specialist. Welcome, Prashanth, to the podcast.
Thanks, Premjit. Always a pleasure. And yes, this is one of those debates where finance world gets very opinionated.
Right. So, Prashant, especially for CFOs, finance teams, ERP is not just a software; it's survival for them. So, why does this decision sit so heavy on their shoulders?
Because one wrong choice can derail the cash flow visibility, and then it can create compliance nightmares, and it can
Hmm.
slow down the audits as well, and
Right.
can lock the organization into systems that eventually cost millions over time.
Right.
So basically, CFOs care about, let's say, five things. The one would be financial control,
Correct.
audit compliance, predictable cost structure, and the scalability part of it, and making sure their team can actually use the system. So most CFOs that I talk to don't ask about features. All they ask is, will this make my financial close faster and more accurate?
Exactly. And that's where Business Central and Epicor Kinetic take very different roads, right?
Sure. Yeah, it takes different rows. So let's go through the different portions of it. So Business Central
Hmm.
shines because basically it's finance first.
Hmm.
So what CFOs love is the familiarity of the elements. So let's say Outlook, Excel, Power BI, etc. So these are the tools that their team already are aware of. So implementation is faster, the pricing is predictable, and
Hmm.
multi-entity compliance is built in, basically. So it's like giving your finance team a system that feels just like home, but with enterprise power under the hood.
Right. And it's designed for scale without overwhelming the finance team. Right. So
Right.
now, Prashant, about Epicor Kinetic, it's a different story. What's the insider take here?
Now, Epicor is a manufacturing powerhouse, basically. So
Right.
it handles complex bill of materials, shop floor control, scheduling,
Mm-hmm.
etc. It's phenomenal for those kind of requirements. But CFOs often hesitate on that respect because the implementations typically take around 6 to 12 months.
Right.
The upgrades are expensive and disruptive in nature. The licenses can hit around $175 per user per month, and the financial reporting isn't as intuitive as it looks like, and
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft integration is, let's say, not a native experience. So Epicor feels like an operation system wearing a financial suit that doesn't quite fit.
Right. That's a good visual. So let's zoom out, Prashant. For a CFO, what's the head-to-head verdict on the features that actually matters?
Right. So here's the big picture. So financial reporting, Business Central wins in this
Mm.
respect because Power BI and other Microsoft apps, native analytics, etc. Multi-entity and global compliance, Business Central is smoother, obviously. The ease of use, again, Business Central. But in terms of manufacturing depth, Epicor is wins hands down.
Right. I agree.
And time to value, Business Central, obviously, because it takes weeks and not months.
Mm-hmm.
The total cost of ownership, let's say over 5 years. And
Mm.
so here is where the difference comes. So Business Central would typically take around 100 to 130K per
Mm.
year, and Epicor Kinetic takes about 280 to 380,000 dollars. So the gap is not small, and from the CFO's point of view, they feel every dollar.
Absolutely, man. They really feel every dollar. And I have been part of the Epicor partner ecosystems. The implementation, uh, can be quite challenging. And yes, the figures that you shared are relative. So that's the kind of number that changes the boardroom decisions, right? And let's bring in real voice. So Reddit, user groups, and forums. What are people actually experiencing? What's you have been if you have been reading some blogs or articles on this.
So a general idea or opinion is that, let's say from Epicor users' point of view,
Hmm.
the frequent voices are great. It is great for manufacturing, but it's expensive and tough to customize.
Right.
And the grades portion hurt both budget and operations. And coming to business central side of things, the familiar points are they love the Microsoft 365 and Power BI integration. It's
Hmm.
smooth.
Hmm.
Deployment was fast. It takes only weeks to complete it. And
Right.
here's my favorite migration story from what I've seen. So a CFO moved from Epicor to Business Central because BC offered a strong finance tools at a lower cost.
Correct.
Even though they lost some manufacturing depth in the way, they still called it the best decision they've made.
Right. Thanks for sharing that, Prashant. And for the CFOs and the finance team who are watching this podcast right now, give us an executive level recommendation.
So if you're an SMB or mid-market and finance is your driver, choose
Mm,
D365 Business Central.
okay.
If you're heavily manufacturing driven with a very in-depth, deep shop floor needs, Epicor has its strengths, but weigh the long-term cost and complexity as well. But here's the golden rule. So a system your finance team cannot adopt is a system
Mm,
that will eventually quietly destroy your ROI.
well said. Well said. So, Prashant, this has been really of great help. And for all the audiences, if you're considering ERP modernization or if you want finance focused assessment, you can get in touch with us. And your financial visibility, compliance, scalability depend on making the right call. And we are here to help you make it. And thank you for watching. And thank you, Prashant, once again.
Thank you.